very quickly, let's get to one story that appeared last night on the future of Declan Rice. The England midfielder is reported to have turned down the third offer from West Ham of a new contract at the club. This was the take from the former Hammers striker Carlton Cole, as he told talkSPORT he doesn't think Rice will leave soon.
We know Declan Rice's ability, and he's a top player. He can go on to be a great, one of the best midfielders in the country, in the world even. I'll put him in that category. I reckon I'm not overrating him. I just feel that when he's in the midfield, he has so much influence on the game, and he's doing really well. The critics will probably say he doesn't score enough, but he doesn't need to. The way he plays, he lays it on. He's got a good assist rate. And I just feel that he's a good player. He's in a different part of his career right now, where he's established pro in the first team. Every club wants to get in on the action with him, and try and prize him away from West Ham. But West Ham are in the driving seat, mate. Like he can turn down the contract. West Ham have to offer him the contract. He can turn down the contract, but doesn't mean he's going anywhere anytime soon.
I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? So the reports are that he's turned down a third offer of a new contract from West Ham, and there are suggestions that he's open to a summer transfer. That's what some papers are saying this morning. You look back to that game against Lyon, and he scored in the Europa League. There he is, sort of kissing the badge, really. You can see this is a player that has really taken to West Ham. Can you see him really, realistically, leaving this summer?
Well, look, he's a Champions League level player, so that's a problem from a starting base is how good he is. Now, if West Ham can't achieve the goals that he will want a CV of winning things and being at the clubs that are challenge. Now, if West Ham can't do that, obviously Declan's going to think, well, when am I going to go? Is the opportunity going to be there? I don't doubt for a minute. I've watched his performances all season, and you can never question his attitude to performance. So that's a massive thumbs up. And that's probably one of the reasons why so many clubs would want him, is because they look at him and think, he's not down tools at all. This lad's doing everything, not shirking any challenge. He's leading by example. So every club will want Declan Rice in the world. There was a period where Steven Gerrard, where every club in the world wanted Steven Gerrard, and Roy Keane likewise. And, greats. Everyone would take them. Why? Because they're great players. Declan's there. But West Ham have to match his ability. So there will be a stage where the reason why he's turning contract down is because he's uncertain about, not about West Ham. I think it's more to do with he's uncertain about when do I have to go. So if he has a good end to this season, imagine if they did make the top four, or got on the Champions League, he probably would say, I'll stay another year, I'll go with another year.
Well, he's contracted till 2024. The club have another option of a year as well. So if they get Champions League football for next season, do you think this talk's all going to go away? Well,
no, it will always be there because he's a top player, and players are wanted all the time. You're 23 now, then you're 24, you're 25, they'll all be still wanting you. Now, Declan might want to get release clause in his contract, where obviously if he did sign that he could go for a certain amount, a bit like Jack Grealish. They're not going to get 150 million for him. There isn't the economy in the game for anybody to go.
So what's he worth, do you think?
Well, he's...
It's a difficult question, because it's what West Ham think
you're always
worth.
Pricing on what happens with everybody else, aren't you? He's not a numbers man, as we just heard there from Carlton Cole. He's not a numbers man. If you're doing stats, you're not going to go assists and goals, because Declan does a lot of the stuff that Man United need, is ball winning, keeping the ball and leading a team. He reminds me of Keane, McGrath, and, great midfielders, Ince, that they've had. He reminds me of that. So I would always go that 100 million is probably the ballpark figure, which seems crazy, but they won't get 150. The clubs will hold off for that net.
So Declan Rice's future being discussed in the papers, and one to monitor, certainly.